Hey guys, ShadowJack05, once again back on the SilverJack05 channel. And today guys, as promised, it's finally time for me to review this Godzilla and Kong, The New Empire, Ultimate Titan Battle Pack. As I've said before, I'm super excited to finally review this. Yeah, I'm really excited, so yeah. And as I said last night, I did want to review this last night too. But when I was reviewing the Battle Roar Godzilla Evolved figure last night, I checked the time, and my brother already went to sleep, so yeah, that's why I had to wait till today. But hey, it's happening now, so yeah. And before I start this, I just gotta say, Playmates, you really nailed it with this battle pack. Seriously, I did not think that you were ever gonna drop something like this. Good job. Yeah, I just gotta say, when Playmates was making figures for Godzilla vs. Kong, they did a pretty fantastic job. But with Godzilla and Kong, The New Empire, this movie, they went all out. Trust me, they did. I'm proud of that. But yeah, anyways, that being said, let's get to it, shall we? So first we got the window packaging there. It shows all the figures in there. They look pretty sick. Really excited for that. Godzilla and Kong, The New Empire right there. Ultimate Titan Battle Pack. Right there it says includes 5 Titans. Got Godzilla Evolved, Kong with Beast Glove, Skar King, Shimo, and Mothra. Pretty cool. Got Godzilla and Kong right there. And the front of the packaging is like framed with this, all these hollow earth crystals, which is pretty cool. Yeah. Anyways, so I can turn the box around carefully. Okay. Here's the other side, Godzilla and Kong, The New Empire, more hollow earth crystals, Godzilla and Kong right there again. Let's see. And here is the back. So there, Monsterverse includes 5 Titans, Godzilla and Kong, The New Empire. I don't feel like reading that. So, actually, you know what? I actually am going to read that. So if you want to skip ahead, go ahead. But I think I'm going to read this because I feel like this is a special unboxing video. So yeah. So Godzilla and Kong return in an all-new adventure, pitting the almighty Kong and the fearsome Godzilla against a colossal undiscovered threat hidden within our world, challenging their very existence and our own. I see. But also, we got each of the 5 Titans in this battle pack right here. So we have Godzilla, Kong, Mothra, Skar King, and Shimo. All of these look very cool, very sick. Yeah, I'm actually, and of course we do have all their descriptions right here, and I'm actually gonna read all these descriptions too. So again, if you want to skip ahead, go ahead. But again, I feel like this is a very special unboxing video, so I'm gonna read all these. So yeah, so first we got Godzilla right here in his evolved form. Godzilla evolved with Heat Ray. Godzilla has evolved into an all-new form, now faster, stronger, and more powerful. Godzilla thunders into battle with a supercharged Heat Ray and city-destroying tail swipe. I see. And then we got Kong with his Beast Glove, of course. He's looking pretty cool. Kong with Beast Glove and Heave. Armed with a prototype battle gauntlet that enhances his earth-shattering primal strength, Kong roars into battle, packing a meteor impact with every punch, which is very cool. They even show that in the movie, too. Then we have Mothra. Looks very cool. Mothra with Gia. That's the name of a person. You'll know that if you've watched the movie. Ethereal Guardian of Hollow Earth, Mothra takes flight as an ally to both Godzilla and Kong. She uses her impressive wingspan to carry Gia where they are needed. It's pretty cool. Then we got Skar King right here. He's looking pretty fierce. Kind of looks like he's smiling. So here's Skar King with Whip Slash. The evil Skar King rules over his fiery hollow earth kingdom, wielding a Whip Slash, and commands an unstoppable army to destroy Godzilla and Kong and conquer the world. Yeah, I see. Then we got Shimo. She's looking pretty cool as well. So yeah, anyways, Shimo with Frostbite Blast. A legendary ice titan with unstoppable world-ending powers. Shimo faces Godzilla and Kong with a devastating Frostbite Blast that can freeze opponents in battle. Yeah, that was even cool in the movie too, if you know what I mean. But yeah, anyways, that's pretty much it for the back. Here's the other side, Godzilla and Kong, the New Empire again, more Hollow Earth crystals, Ultimate Titan Battle Pack, and then here's the top, Godzilla and Kong, the New Empire, Monsterverse right there, and let's see if I can show you the bottom. You can probably see the bottom, Godzilla and Kong, the New Empire. Of course, Godzilla and Shimo's tails need to be attached, which I've had to do before. And yeah. So anyways, now I'm gonna cut the camera and I'll be back when I got all these cool guys out. So yeah. Okay guys, I'm back. And yeah, it did take me a while to open this up, all these figures up. And especially when I was attaching Shimo's tail, I had a hard time with that, but hey, well, got it all set up, so yeah, let's get into it. So first I want to talk about Godzilla to start out with. So just gonna move all the others back here just for now. And yeah. Just give me a second. All right. So starting with Godzilla. Now this is very cool. Honestly, I want to say that out of all the Godzilla figures that Playmates has made for Godzilla and Kong, I want to say that this is the best Godzilla figure they've made. This Godzilla figure looks really sick. Believe me, yeah. So anyways, let's start with his face. So as you can see, they didn't exactly paint like the actual eyes because of like how this is when he's got that energy going through his body. If you've watched the movie, I'm sure you'll know what this is. So yeah. So yeah, he's got a whole lot of energy going through his body. So yeah, that's why they didn't paint the eyes, but they also got the teeth right there and the mouth. Very well painted, I want to say. Here's the other side. Still looks pretty good. Looks pretty sick. Do have the elbow spikes and the claws. Painted pretty good. Same with the claws on this side. And his other elbow spike right there. And of course, his spikes are like a translucent purple. They look very phenomenal. But of course, only the spikes on his back are translucent. The spikes on his tail and at the end of his tail are not translucent. As I keep saying, it would look cooler if all of them were translucent, but ah well, it is what it is. And of course, his feet and his toenails, pretty well sculpted, so yeah. So for articulation, it's pretty much the same as most of the other Godzilla figures I've reviewed from this line. So the mouth does have a bit of articulation, as you can see. Like that. Oh, you can turn the head quite a bit, but I wouldn't recommend moving it that much. Let's see. This arm moves about... Oh, so this arm can pretty much do a 360, but I don't think I'd recommend doing that. But yeah, I can do a 360, but again, I don't think I'd recommend doing that. This arm, let's see, can this other arm do a 360? I guess not quite. So I guess, actually, I guess it can. Yeah, this arm can, both the arms can pretty much do a 360, but I wouldn't recommend doing that so much. Let's see, this leg can move about this much. And this leg can move about this much. Like so. And the ankles or feet can do a 360. Both can. Like so. So I think that's pretty cool. And then tail is on a ball joint, as you can see. And it can rotate 360. Like so. So yeah, that's pretty much it for articulation. And so yeah. anyways, let me see here. Okay, so anyways, that's it for articulation. So of course the accessory that Godzilla comes with is of course his atomic breath, his heat ray right here. And of course, if you've watched the other videos on when I reviewed the Godzilla figures from this figure line, you'll know how this goes into his mouth. But if you haven't, then I'll show you. So as I'm sure you can see, there's a hole in the top of his mouth. And this part, if I can get my camera to focus, yeah, this part of the heat ray right here simply goes in there. Let's see. Like so. See? There we go. Pretty cool, see? Looks pretty sick. Let's have a quick 360 look at Godzilla real quick. Sorry about that. Very cool. Yeah, I want to say that this one's my favorite out of all these ones so far. Just because, you know, yeah. Anyways, that's it for Godzilla. Now, next up, let's talk about Kong. Okay, so pretty much, just like with all the other Kong figures that I've reviewed for this movie, Sorry guys, I kind of lost my train of thought there for a second, sorry. Anyways, yeah, this Kong figure is really cool. As I've said before, I really like how heavy the Kong figures for this line are, how they feel and everything. And yeah, so first we got his face. As you can see, his eyes aren't orange like normal. They're like all black with white dots, as you can see, which I really like. He's got his mouth open because he's roaring. I want to say his teeth are painted rather perfectly, at least from the outside. Got the inside of his mouth and his tongue painted pretty well. Got the scratches across his chest from his battles. Got the sculpted abs, look pretty cool. And of course, he's got all this white paint on him, which I'm quite sure are from Shimo's Frostbite Blast. You'll probably know what I'm talking about if you've seen the movie. Got his sick beast glove right here. Looks pretty cool. Very well sculpted fur patterns, hands, legs and feet, pretty well sculpted. Here's the back. Got some more white paint in the back. That's supposed to resemble Frost from Shimo's Frostbite Blast. And yeah. So now let's talk about articulation. So of course, articulation is pretty much the same as all the other Kong figures I've reviewed already. The head can move about this much. See? About that much, yeah. Then the arms, both the arms can rotate 360, just like this. Same with this arm. Just like so. And then, of course, this he can bend at the elbows, and this elbow can go in and out like that. But of course, the elbow on this arm can only move about this much. That's because of the beast glove, which I think is fine. But of course, he can also bend at the elbow like this much. And this hand right here can rotate 360, but this hand cannot because of the beast glove, but I still think that's fine. Then of course, got his legs. So his legs can move about this much in and out. Can swivel at the leg joints. Both legs can. Looks like this leg is a little stiff at the moment. But yeah, I can also, oh, apparently this leg can do a 360. I'm sure they both can, but yeah, they can swivel at the leg joints. And the knees, he can bend at the knees this much. Same with this one. About that much. So yeah, pretty cool. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Kong. Hang on one second. All right, so yeah, that's... Hang on, guys. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Kong. And then, of course, he comes with this heave, just like most of the other Kong figures I've reviewed. It's pretty much the same as all the others. Not a whole lot to say about it, but it still looks pretty cool. I like it. So yeah. So that is Kong. Set him right back over here. Next, let's talk about Skar King. So here we have Skar King. So yeah, this one looks pretty sick. So, got his face right here. So usually his eyes are blue and look rather cross-eyed, but this time his eyes are like full red with yellow dots, and they look rather better, as you can see. Still got like that red war paint on his face. Got some more redness right here. Got his teeth painted rather well. Of course, got his whip slash around his body. Of course, more war paint on his arms right here. The fur pattern is very well sculpted. Got the sculpted abs too. His hands and his feet. A closed fist and open hand to hold the whip slash. Here he is in the back with the whip slash on. All this yellow paint on him. I'm quite sure the yellow paint is supposed to resemble like when he first gets to the surface world, I think. At least I think so. But yeah. So and of course, before I talk about articulation, just like with the other Skar King figures, the whip slash is removable. So how you do it is just pull it out like that and remove it like that. Here's a quick look at the whip slash. Pretty much the same as the others. Not a whole lot to say about it, but it looks pretty cool, pretty sick. And yeah, set that aside for now, just so that doesn't block any articulation for now. So with this Skar King figure, it's pretty much the same articulation as all the other Skar King figures I've already reviewed. So the head can move about this much. It looks like the head maybe can do a 360, but I'm quite sure I've said this before. I wouldn't recommend that because it probably would cause paint scuffing, but that's just what I think. So yeah, the head can move about this much, and he has chest articulation just like the others. But with this one, it feels kind of like more loose at this part of the figure than the other ones, but that's not a big deal to me. So yeah, he has chest articulation and it's on a ball joints. And he can do a 360 like this, which I think is pretty cool. Of course, can move at the arms. They can do a 360. They can go out like that. Both arms can. See? So yeah. And he can bend at the elbows this much, and they can go in and out like that. Same with this one. See? Yeah, this guy has crazy good articulation, just like Kong, but probably a little more. And of course, he can turn 360 at both of the hands too. See? Even this one too. I think that's pretty cool. And then, of course, with leg articulation, he can swivel a bit at the leg joints, just like so. Of course, legs move back and forth about that much. Same with this leg. About that much. And he can bend at the knees about this much. Same with this knee. like so. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it for articulation and all. Okay, and yeah, maybe you can already guess, but just like with the other Skar King figures I reviewed, this guy can be a little hard to get to stand on his own. I made it happen just now, but still. Yeah. So anyways, of course, just like with the other Skar King figures, if you want to get the whip slash back around his body, then all I gotta do is like this, make sure that this part goes underneath his left armpit, and this part goes over his right shoulder, and then close it in just like that until it clicks in. But of course, I'm not going to do that because for now I'm going to have him hold it. Of course, just like with the others, you want to make him hold it, just put this part right here into his hand. Yeah. Like so. See? So yeah, it looks pretty cool. And I just got him to still keep standing, so yeah. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, that is Skar King. So I'm gonna set him over here. Okay, good, he's still standing. Of course, next, let's talk about Shimo. Grab her Frostbite Blast. So here is Shimo, and so far I wanna say this is the best Shimo figure that Playmates has made so far. I'm telling you, this figure is just awesome. Yeah. So, let's look at the details. So as you can see, this Shimo figure's eyes aren't all blue. They're black and white, as you can see. Yeah. This has to be when she's got that more icy aura around her when she's on the surface world. And so yeah, and the inside of her mouth, see, got her very small teeth, as you can see, and let's see, you got the small tongue right there, looks pretty well painted, and of course the translucent head spikes and the translucent back spikes, of course, yeah. If I remember correctly, I'm quite sure the normal Shimo's spikes are blue, I think. But these ones are all purple, which I think is pretty cool. They're all translucent, except the ones on the tail, which I wish they were translucent, but oh well, it is what it is. Really cool looking forked-like tail. Of course, the feet and the claws are also well sculpted too, so yep, and the patterns for the scales are also very well painted too, so yeah, very detailed. Now for articulation, it's pretty much the same as the Shimo figure that I reviewed before. So first got the mouth right here. The mouth can open about that much, open and close like that. See? Like so. Then the head is on a ball joint, can move up and down this much, and it can move from side to side like this. Can it do a 360? Yeah, the head can do a 360 like that, which I think is pretty cool. And the tail is on a ball joint, but I'd be careful. See, the tail can do a 360 like so. See? Just like that. But I'd be careful because, well, I don't know if it's just my figure, but as I said at the start of the review, I had a very hard time getting the tail on. So yeah, I'd be careful when articulating the tail. But yeah, still pretty cool. And then the legs can, this front leg can move about this much. It can do a 360 just like that. And it can go out that much, like so. Same with this other front leg, like that. And it can go out that much, like that. And of course, let's see, the back legs, this back leg can move about this much, like that. And this other back leg can move about this much, like that. Yeah. But of course, all four of the feet can do 360 rotations, like so. See? Yeah, very cool. So yeah, that's pretty much it for articulation. So let me see, let me just get her into a proper pose again, just real quick. And yeah, so anyways, that's it for articulation. So she does come with the Frostbite Blast, which if you watch the video I did with the figure pack for Godzilla versus Shimo, then you'll know how this works. But if you didn't, that's why I'm here to show you. So to get this in, kind of like with Godzilla, there's a hole in the top of Shimo's mouth, and this part right here goes in that hole right there, like so. Let's see. Trying to get it in there. I suppose that's the best I'm gonna get it. But yeah. Looks pretty sick. So yeah. So that is Shimo. And now, last but certainly not least, we have Mothra. Oh. All right. So yeah, here we have Mothra. And I really like this figure. So this figure is pretty much, it's like the same figure as the normal Mothra that Playmates released. I have not gotten my hands on that one, but I do know that this one's pretty much the same figure as that one. So yeah. So we got her face right here with the white patterns around her eyes. Her eyes are all blue. I think that's pretty cool. She's got like 4 legs, as you can see. And these 2, maybe she has 6 legs, these 2 right here. None of the legs can move, actually, and don't even try, because you'll break them. But that's not that big of a deal to me. Of course, she's got some good, beautiful wing patterns, too, as you can see. Hold on. So, see? Very nice. Especially on the inside, for both wings. And for both the smaller wings, too. See? Yeah. So yeah. Anyways, that's pretty much it for detail. So with articulation, you can pretty much only move the wings. So the front wings can move about that much like that. They can rotate 360 as well, like so. And then the bigger wings can move about that much, like that. Let's see, like so. And they can also turn 360, like so. Same with this wing, I think. Yep, just like that. See? So, yeah. That is Mothra. And she does come with Gia right here, the girl from the movie, who Mothra chooses. So not a whole lot to say about this one, but it's got the, if my camera will focus, yeah, I got the sculpted black hair, the headband, the green clothing and everything. Yeah, still looks pretty cool. So anyways, yeah, that's pretty much all of the figures. So yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on these figures? Let me know in the comments down below. And of course, we can't forget the figure comparisons. Kind of got a lot to do. But yeah, let's just get to it. So for Godzilla first, here. So yeah, starting with Godzilla, as you can see, here he is next to the normal Godzilla Evolved and the Godzilla from the Godzilla vs. Shimo pack. So as you can see, it's pretty much the same figure, but each figure has pretty much a different paint job. You can see how this one right here really stands out. But yeah, pretty cool. They all look pretty cool together. So yeah, that is the figure comparison for Godzilla. Let me just move these two. And then we'll do figure comparisons for Kong next. So let me just bring Kong right in here real quick. Whoops, almost knocked Skar King over. Let's see here. So yeah, here is Kong with the other Kong figures. So we got the one from this pack. We got the one from the Kong versus Skar King figure pack. And we got the normal Kong with Beast Glove. So once again, just like with Godzilla, all three of these are pretty much the same figure, just with some different paint jobs and everything. So yeah, as you can see, this one and this one have the normal orange eyes, but this one has the black and white eyes, as you can see. And also, of course, this one is the only one who doesn't have the sculpted battle scars on his chest, so yeah. But still, yeah, they all look pretty cool together, so yeah. And then we'll do figure comparisons for Skar King next. Let me just set Kong right back over here. So yeah, just bring Skar King in next. One second, guys. As I've said, he can... Okay, there we go. Finally got him to stand. So yeah, here we have all three Skar King figures together. So we got the normal Skar King with Whip Slash and the Skar King figure from the 2-pack for Godzilla vs. Skar King. So once again, same figure, but just with a different paint job. But of course, this one right here is the only one that has extra paint on the Whip Slash. Yeah. I can't exactly tell which one stands out more. Either this one or this one. But as you can see, both this one and this one have the normal blue eyes that look kind of cross-eyed. But of course, this one has the red and yellow eyes that don't really look cross-eyed, as you can see. But yeah, all three of these look pretty cool together, so yeah. And then, so let me just set Skar King right back over here. And, hold up. Yep. Move these two real quick. And then lastly, I'm going to do a quick figure comparison for Shimo. So let me just grab Shimo again. And yeah. So here is our Ultimate Titan Battle Pack Shimo next to the Shimo from the figure pack for Godzilla vs. Shimo. And yeah, unfortunately, I still never got my hands on the normal Shimo with Frostbite Blast. So yeah, that's why I only have just these two. But as you can see, there's a big difference. See, this one has the normal blue eyes. This one has the black and white eyes. Of course, they both have extra paint on them, but this one's more purple. This one's got more blue and whites. But of course, even if I did have the normal Shimo, this one would still really stand out the most. But again, same figure, just with a different paint job, so yeah. But they both still look pretty cool together, so yeah. And as I think I've already said, I do not have the normal Mothra figure that Playmates released. Just this one from this battle pack, so yeah. So anyways, guys, that's pretty much it. So yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on these figures? Let me know in the comments down below. And of course, this was a long review because it's 5 figures at once, and then the figure comparisons, but yeah. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and in a bit I should be able to review the other 3 items that I said I'd review today. And yeah, I will see you then.